Have you wondered what plant-based meat even means? Or do you wonder what types of plants are used to make these new consumer products that we're eating now? Hi there, I'm Michelle Wisla of Our Conscious Kitchen. Thanks for joining today. Today I really just want to talk real quickly here about what kinds of plants all these new plant-based products are made from. I just really want to talk about what's popular in Hong Kong right now and what's in grocery stores and restaurants. So we're talking about processed foods here that are not made from traditional animal agriculture, meaning raised, the raising of an actual animal and killing it. But we're also not talking about the mushroom burger, the lentil patty, or the chickpea tuna salad that you or I make from Whole Foods. When people move to a plant-based diet, they usually just are looking to improve their nutrition. They're usually doing it for health reasons or maybe even ethical reasons. So they're usually looking for more whole foods like whole fruit vegetables, legumes, whole grains, less processed foods. So, but sometimes because these are convenience foods, or maybe you just want to eat something that tastes really close to the normal beef or meat burger that you're used to eating, you might choose one of these brands, like a Beyond Meat, an Impossible Burger, or something like our own Hong Kong Omni Pork brand. These brands have been very conscious about making products that are an excellent source of protein, because that's what everyone associates with farmed meat. But it's usually fortified with different vitamins too and minerals that the animal-based products have, such as iron, zinc, and B12. Beyond, Impossible, and Omni Pork are really trying to mimic as closely as possible the real taste and texture of animal products. So, now, what are they made of? Let me share the screen here. So I want to start with Beyond Meat here that I'm showing first as the first burger that we're looking at. Most of these products are made mostly from pea or soy protein. They're two of the most used ingredients. The pea, rice, and mung bean together all create a complete protein, or a protein that has all 9 essential amino acids. So that's what's in the Beyond Meat burger. And then if we look to the fat comes from cocoa butter, coconut oil, which is actually a saturated fat, sunflower oil, and canola oil. So it's worth noting that Beyond Meat is one of the few plant-based burgers made without GMOs, soy, or gluten. So that's actually a good thing, right? And then they also have methicellulose and potato starch as a binder, because we need to hold all the different ingredients together in the patty. And then they use beet juice for color. So there's that beet juice. There are a few other ingredients that are in it, and I'm not really getting into the detail of every single ingredient because it is a little bit lengthy, but I just wanted to point out the main ingredients that are in the Beyond Meat burger. So they don't really say how they create the burger, though, from the ingredients that they use, but they do say that they use a simple process of heating, cooling, and pressure to create that fibrous texture of meat, and then they layer in those plant-based fats, the binders, the flavors, and then the color too. So Beyond does say, though, that creating a Beyond burger uses 99% less water, 93% less land, and 46% less energy than producing a regular beef patty. So now going on to Impossible Burger, one thing I want to call out, because it was just in the news last week, is that they lowered their prices to their distributors in the US last week by 15%. And they say that they're going to do that internationally next month. So hopefully we'll also be seeing that here in Hong Kong. One really cool thing is that it actually brings it to a very comparable price to a regular beef patty. So that's a great thing. So with the Impossible Burger, they have protein from soy and potatoes. So you can see they're using a different source to get their protein than the Beyond Meat burger. They get their fat from the coconut and sunflower oils that are in it. And then they also use methyl cellulose and food starch to make a binder to hold the burger together. They do have a somewhat controversial item called heme. That's actually a plant form of heme. They get it from a yeast that actually produces a protein that's similar to the protein found in soy root, the soy plant roots. So that's, but that's actually what gives it its meaty texture and meaty flavor, because heme is the substance in animal meat that's comes from the blood, and it kind of makes it taste meaty. So that's how they get that taste in there. But they do it from a plant-based source. And then the Impossible Burger itself has no gluten and no peanuts as well. So similar to the Beyond Meat burger. And then let's see, going on to the Omni pork burger. It really gets its protein from 4 different things, including soy, shiitake mushroom, pea, and rice protein. So it's a blend of a few more ingredients than both the Beyond and the Impossible Burger. And then the fat comes from the canola and the sunflower oil. So that's where they're getting that from. And then the methacellulose and maltodextrin, which is a form of corn, is used as a binder. But they're also non-GMO. So that's a good thing. That's really good. And really, you know, what the difference between the Beyond and the Impossible is, the Impossible is using soy. So I just want to point that out in case you didn't catch it as we were going across, because some people like to avoid soy, but really no need to. But it also contains slightly more saturated fat. So with all of these plant-based meats, though, one thing that's really worth noting is what is not in them. And that is actually just as important as what is in them, because there's no hormones and no antibiotics from the animal agriculture industry that animals are typically fed and that they receive, right? You don't have that excess hormones even that the cow has just because it's a cow. So that's kind of interesting. So really looking at the nutrients too, we can look at the nutrients of the different burgers, and the calories actually are very similar between the Beyond and the Impossible. The calories are 260 in the Beyond Meat Burger, which is a 4-ounce serving, and the Impossible's 240 calories. But what's really interesting is the Omni pork is only 69 calories for 100 grams, which is similar to 4 ounces. So it's a lot less, a lot lower on the calories. It's also a lot lower on the calories too, because it has 12 grams of protein. But the Impossible and the Beyond have 19 and 20 grams of protein. So, you know, just looking at the nutrition of these burgers, they're somewhat similar. They're a little bit different when you start looking at the details of different ingredients. The Impossible actually has a few more nutrients when you start to look at the B12, the phosphorus, the zinc. Those things are not in Beyond Meat or the Omni Pork Burger. They're not listed on the ingredients. So, yeah. So that's kind of a comparison of the 3 different main plant proteins that are here in Hong Kong. So just kind of giving you an idea of what the ingredient is. So really, if you found this interesting, if you want to learn more about the science of food and nutrition and what the experts are saying, if you're busy and you still want to understand something about food, eating, and optimizing your nutrients, then I make it really easy for you. You can actually go to my website, which is ourconsciouskitchen.com. I'll just put that here in the banner. Yeah. So that's ourconsciouskitchen.com, and I have a free checklist to set up to learn what your healthiest pantry staples are. So would love it if you're able to go get that, grab that, join my email list, and then basically I'm going to sort through what the experts are saying about food and nutrition so that you don't have to. So, yeah.